Green Arrow Annual number 2, the Benson sisters and Carmen Carnero on the art. So obviously this is interesting. It's a tie-in to No Justice, and it explains some of that Green Arrow stuff, but it's also a tease of the Bensons writing Green Arrow, because they're starting the run in August. And I have to admit, I've left this feeling fairly optimistic about that run.
Yeah, I have some critiques here or there. Like, I really hope they pull back on the acronyms. They use so many acronyms, and there was one where they use a BOP for Birds of Prey. I'm like, but okay. For a character to say that, it's like it takes the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you said it was BOP SOP, so I think the whole point was that it was like matching the next acronym.
With the flow. Yeah.
Maybe, but it felt like there was a few times where I'm like, that's a lot of acronyms, like in a row.
That's fair. That one was intentional, though. I think that was intentionally phrased that way because it was the flow with the next acronym.
So after Percy being on this character for so long, I was worried this was going to be a not Rucka situation, where I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but like, why'd they do this? Why'd they do that?
Green Arrow's voice feels like it's not missed a beat.
No, not at all. It picks right up. I had some issues with Canary and that kind of stuff. I still feel like the relationship is a lot more on the page than I feel, because depending on the different writers. But they have a handle on Ollie, like, perfect. So
yeah.
I think the only thing that struck me as weird with Oliver himself was that he didn't recognize the Brainiac ship. Like, have they not been a thing?
It's hard to say in this continuity because we don't know.
No, it is. And I was surprised because it didn't seem like a shock in No Justice in that first. No one seemed surprised by them, really.
Yeah, but it is Ollie.
He's not been on the Justice League, though, to be fair. So, I mean, that would maybe explain why he's not.
Maybe, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. They really threw me as weird.
Because we cut back we cut back to like when the Brainiac ship shows up, and you kind of get the sense that this takes place over the first chunk of No Justice. All builds up to when he's in issue 2 and he runs into Wally. We actually get that scene again in this one when we get there, and it's basically him. He ends up like all the heroes are like, no one's picking up, and we know they've all been kidnapped. At least most of them have been. And he tries calling Emiko, he tries calling Roy, Canary, none of them pick up, and he ends up talking to Batgirl. Batgirl's in the Watchtower, so should we get some sort of Batgirl as Oracle kind of action going on here, which I really liked. I mean, obviously it makes sense, they come from Birds of Prey, so it makes sense they're using one of the characters that they had before, but I actually really dug like having her still kind of try to like solve the problems here, and Green Arrow being the man on the ground, as it were.
Yeah,
I don't worry about their supporting cast because the Bensons juggle supporting cast really well.
Yeah,
every time I came back to Birds of Prey, I never felt like, oh, there's too many characters. I felt like they were juggling them perfectly.
And to be fair, that book typically was getting better as it was going, and I think I think we're seeing an evolution as they're getting used to the medium because they come from TV. They wrote different types of scripts before this, and I wonder if we're seeing they're getting more confident with comic writing, and we're seeing. Well,
my issues with Birds of Prey never was I wasn't enjoying it. When I went back, I enjoyed it. It was whatever week that it was falling on, and having time enough to read it and be excited to read it. So.
Yeah.
Green Arrow is one of my books since I've been reading comics, so I'll be checking this out.
For me, with Birds of Prey, it wasn't so much their writing that put me off; it was more the art style.
The art was rough, kind of early on. I like the art here though, and I particularly like the moment where Oliver goes out to save the little girl. Like the ship's like sort of coming for her, and all the explosions are coming for her, and Oliver ends up winning the whole day by like shooting it in the eye. And Babs is like ready to suit up. He's like, no, we can't risk this. I need you to kind of like direct me around.
Yeah, she needs a quarterback.
I think the art does a great job with his goatee.
Oh, that's you have quality goatee art for Ollie.
The next page after that, where the girl's being saved, on the bottom, it's just a close up on his face. I'm like, there's a lot of detail on that goatee. That's pretty good.
That's good. No, it's good. And he's got his aeroplane out.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Because he actually goes to find a Canary who's with the JLA in the Happy Harbour, and they've already been taken out. Which, by the way, there's these robots that are there from Brainiac designed to counteract all of the powers of all the JLA members. So they actually kind of like set Oliver up to be a bit of a badass here because he takes them all on. He outsmarts them all. This was Batman levels of ability here.
small touch again, because obviously we've got we've got Batgirl on the comms. It's a really nice thing just to see her without the cowl on a lot, because I feel like she's either in civvies or she's in the bat suit.
It was a nice touch because we saw her suit up because she was going to go out, and then he said, "No, don't come out. Stay there. Do that. It's more that's more useful right now. You may get kidnapped if you leave." And so it's a nice touch that she's just basically taken off the cowl, but she's left the rest of the suit on.
Yeah, it's something that I feel like you don't see very often. It's one or the other, like all.
Basically, it's superhero business casual.
Yeah. So the JLA, including Dinah, have all basically been knocked out. Batgirl sends a drone, but no, like you have to go, like because they find out that the satellite's going down, and that's why all the phones aren't working. Had nothing to do with Brainiac. That was Waller, and that was when Waller, did the psychic attack on Brainiac that killed Brainiac. Yeah. So
that's another panel that sticks out. Is that moment where he realizes it's Waller? We have that close up on his face. That looks like a very classic Green Arrow panel.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. So he's like, he's in the Arctic. Oh shit, I know where he's going or where she's going. And he's like, okay, right. So flying, and I like that he ends up having to crash the plane because it gets too cold. And if I'm going to criticize the issue, I mean, I enjoy him skiing. I enjoy him shooting the arrow and like grappling off at the end of the avalanche. It's a really fun action sequence. If I'm going to critique the issue, is that it's actually like almost worthless without reading No Justice, because it just kind of ends where we have the scene with Waller and then it skips to post Justice, No Justice. So it's a weird read in that sense, but it's fine if you've been reading that event.
It is. I feel like it does say No Justice tie-in on the front though. To be fair to it, so you kind of get what you're told. Yeah,
that's fair. It's just kind of strange in the sense that it doesn't really have an ending.
It does.
Yeah, but. We get more of the scene where Jean gives him this box, because it starts off with a little glimpse of this as well. And Jean gives him this, and they even have the Spider-Man quote here that they paraphrase. With zero powers comes great responsibility. Didn't realise Jean was such a Spider-Man fan.
But I love that. I love that, though. Especially when it comes to Green Arrow. Because he's not as smart as Batman, right? Like, I'll give Batman his intelligence and his time to prep. That's why I love how he wings it. He
does. He's got the money to throw around and go, hey, let's try that.
What I like about this, though, is they set him up that he's actually quite capable, but he's still not in the league. But Jean, because he's an outsider, gives him this kill switch in case the Justice League needs to be taken down. And obviously, this harkens back to the idea of like Tower of Babel and Batman's, having means to take them out.
Protocols.
But it makes you wonder, what is this thing? Like, what is in this box? And Oliver speculates that as well. Yeah, what's in the box? Yes, very good. 7 reference. And obviously, I like that the Bensons are setting up their own run, because it's like, okay, he's lying to Dinah about this. He doesn't tell her that he's got this box. And they go on this road trip at the end. So there's the idea of having a happy time, come back in issue 43, and this will play into the run in some way and where they are in their relationship. So I like that they're setting that up. It's good stuff. So I guess, do we have any guesses as to what the item is in this box?
I think the boring answer is like a memory card, memory stick with all the with information on. Batman's files essentially.
That's the boring answer. I feel like I'm more inclined to think it's something that actually has power in some way.
Yeah.
I agree, but what is there that counteracts all of them? Because obviously you can go, well, okay, you can give him some kryptonite. That's
for Superman.
That helps with Superman. But that doesn't help with anyone else.
I feel like it's something that either opens either warps reality or opens like a portal so you can go and get like a Justice League from another Earth to come and fight them. I don't know.
If you go a different route and it's just like a personal item that it reminds them of who they are.
Oh yeah, could go down that route.
Specifically, maybe even for Manhunter,
Phantom Zone projector.
Specifically for Manhunter, that reminds him who he is, and then he can telepathically wrest control back for everyone else.
It's a packet of snack-sized Choco cookies.
Yeah, it's definitely some Chocos.
He goes, I told you this. I just wanted you to keep them safe because they discontinued this flavor.
I'm trying to think of like prominent items that could fit in that box from like past events, because I feel like it'll be something from DC history. I don't think it'll be something just random I've not seen before.
Well, not a Legion ring. It's not. It's not a Lantern ring. I'm willing to guess that.
Another thing, the box itself it's like a star symbol, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the box itself indicates what's inside it though.
No, I don't know, but like we've got nothing else to go on, so
no, that's
I
true.
just thought worth bringing up.
But I think it's exciting that whenever this pops up in Green Arrow, or if it sort of comes back into Justice League proper, if Green Arrow has to use it. So that is Green Arrow item number 2. We'll give that a rating then. So Connor.
Let me just have a look. I gave that a 7.5.
Matt.
7.5. Pete's gonna go high.
Yeah, I'm going to bump it to an 8. I think I enjoyed it.
The fact that it doesn't have its own resolution, essentially, it is just a tie-in. Kind of brings it down a bit. I feel like it doesn't stand on its own as a great thing.
I think that's fair. I think why I'm feeling quite good about it is that I'm really optimistic now about the new run when it starts. So I think leaving me in that good place and be like, oh no, this is actually in good hands.
Sense.
Yeah, it's give me this confidence about the book, and I'm happy about that. So.
Yep.